Hey folks, so past weekend I got a few pickups. First pickups of the year, I guess you could call it, and yeah, let's just get them out of the way. First up, got Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo, which I actually got this on the Wii Virtual Console years ago. I thought it was a pretty decent game, so I'm happy to have a physical copy of the game on hand. And that's the only Super Nintendo game we got here. Next up for the Wii, we got the GoldenEye 007 remake, where they swap Pierce Brosnan for Daniel Craig. And that's the only Wii game there. Quite a few oldies, actually. First up, in that regard, for the ColecoVision, Space Fury, the official Space Fury. I wonder if there's an unofficial Space Fury. I don't know. That's the only ColecoVision game that's been picked up. The rest of it is all Atari 2600. I found it, I saw a guy had a bunch of Atari games, and I picked some up, and if he's still around I might pick a few more up. He had a few Atari 7800 games on hand. He had about 3 cartridges, but I already had them. He had Pole Position, Miss Pac-Man, and Hat Trick. So I didn't pick those up, but I did pick up a bunch of 2600 games. Some mildly interesting ones. First up, we got Journey Escape, where you play as members of the 80s band Journey as they make their escape from stuff. Kind of an interesting game, actually, here. Next up, we have Infiltrate, which is missing the front label. It's by Apollo. That's about all I know. Also something of an interesting game. I've actually played some of these, believe it or not. Next up, also for the 2600, we have Pressure Cooker. Now, next game, and I was really surprised to find this, and I'm kind of happy to have found this. Pitfall 2: Lost Caverns. So that's a nice find right there. Next up, we have Space Jockey with 16 game variations. See instructions for details and use with left joystick controller. Unfortunately, I do not have the instructions, but presumably it looks like a space shooter where I shoot things. That's more than what I need to know, because I like it when I play games where I have to shoot things and they explode. And that sort of thing. It's quite entertaining stuff. Next up, we have Star Wars Jedi Arena. I picked it up because it was a Star Wars game on Atari. Much to my dismay, however, I needed a paddle controller that I do not have, so I gotta look for one of those. I've been meaning to do that actually for quite some time, but never got around to it. Okay, next up we got Sprint Master, which I actually did play. It was on the Atari flashback unit that I have way back when. So I'm wondering how the original version plays out compared to the NES on a chip iteration that I am mostly familiar with. And finally, our last 2600 offering, Dig Dug. Did you know that they took sound effects from this version of the game and recycled them for the Atari 7800 version? You don't care. That's okay. Neither do I. So those are all my games, all my pickups, and the battery pack is dying. I gotta recharge this thing. So, till next time, take care. Good night.